I convinced myself that good enough was noble and that wanting anything more was selfish. But the truth, the more I told those stories, the smaller I became. Hey Queens, welcome back. And if you are new here, my name is Shauna Nicole, and I am a transformational life coach for midlife women who are ready to reclaim their birthright of well-being to create a life that is better than good enough through intentionality and alignment to what feels damn good to them. And I also get the honor of showing you why midlife is the absolute best time of life. This month, our theme is about reset and renew. And with that comes a point where we have to give ourselves permission to begin again, to release the guilt so that we can allow a new beginning. And today I want to share with you how I started rewriting the stories I told myself that changed everything, and how you can give yourself the same permission to begin again. I used to tell myself little stories to try to make sense of why I felt so unsettled in my life. Stories like, I don't need to dress up anymore because it's not important. I'm a mom. I must not be worthy of love if people aren't willing to fight for our connection, even when I am pouring everything I have into it. I can't possibly help other women if my own life isn't perfectly put together. I have to see this thing through to the end, even if it's pulling me further away from the woman that I came here to be. I convinced myself that good enough was noble and that wanting anything more was selfish. But the truth, the more I told those stories, the smaller I became. There were whole chapters of my life where I let circumstance and other people's actions write the story of my worth. And with every page, I was becoming someone I couldn't even recognize. Angry, resentful, bitter, nagging, controlling, untrusting. And I absolutely hated that version of myself. And yet I stayed there for way longer than I wanted to. And it was easy or easier to label this as a midlife crisis. And trust me, I had plenty of people in my life who were trying to convince me that that's what it was. But deep down, I knew better. I knew it was something deeper. And it wasn't a crisis. It was an awakening. I began to see all the ways that people weren't showing up for me in the ways that I needed, and they weren't loving me in the ways that I desired. I realized that I was completely dimming myself to make it comfortable for those who weren't comfortable with growth, all because I wanted them in my life so badly. And I'm not going to lie or sugarcoat it. That realization hurt like hell. But it also set me free. I stopped calling it a midlife crisis and started calling it exactly what it was: the pivot point for a new beginning. I gave myself permission to start over, permission to change my mind, permission to walk away from good enough, permission to scrap those old plans that were no longer aligning with the woman I was becoming. And it was absolutely terrifying and liberating all at once. if any of this sounds familiar, or you've been holding on to something because you have convinced yourself that it's noble, I want you to hear me. You are absolutely allowed to want more. It is not selfish. It is not being ungrateful. It is actually growth. You are allowed to begin again as many times as it takes. I want you in this moment to give yourself permission. And if that feels a little too hard, I want to give you the permission that I wish that someone had given me. You are absolutely worthy, capable, able, and allowed to begin again. Your worth is not found in tolerating the things that drain you. And your power is not found in holding everything together while standing next to people who, with their actions or inactions, are willing to let it all fall apart. And you don't have to wait till your life completely blows up or you reach a tower moment before you begin again. Sometimes the bravest thing you can do is listen when life whispers. And in fact, this week I wrote a blog post called The Sacred Pause Before the New Beginning. And it's all about sitting in that uncomfortable yet extremely powerful space of before you begin your next chapter. And I encourage you to read it because it will help you prepare to navigate that space. And if you want to be a part of the conversations we have here about midlife reinvention, healing, and becoming unapologetically yourself, subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notifications so you will know when a video is posted, because you do not have to walk this road alone. And I am proof that you can begin again and create a life that is something more beautiful than you had before. Queen, the world needs who you are becoming, so become her.